CARICOM leaders meet with the UN Secretary General to discuss the political crisis in Venezuela. And in sport, West Indies look to the second test against England after a historic win in the first. I'm Ricardo Roberts, and this is Caribbean in 10 for Monday, January 28, 2019. I'll be back with the details after the break.
You know, there are about 1 million people who will soon not get a paycheck. The president and members of Congress live in such an isolated world. They have no idea how real people live. I mean, just the mental stress, the anguish of not getting paid, not going to work. Your whole life is disrupted because you're not usually at home. You're probably arguing with your spouse.
Today we're here talking about the Jesus Ferreira case, which is the police shooting case.
Yes, it was.
You represented Mr. Ferreira.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the facts of the case.
This was a series of unfortunate incidents, so to speak. Everything was done that you could do wrong in police procedures was done wrong here. The police have a confidential informant, a snitch. The snitch tells them that so-and-so is a drug dealer and is armed and dangerous.
CARICOM leaders are today meeting with United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres to discuss the political crisis in Venezuela, where the Nicolas Maduro government is under international pressure to step down. Now, CARICOM chairman and St. Kitts Nevis Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris, Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, and Barbados' Prime Minister Mia Mottley were scheduled to begin discussions this morning with Guterres. They are accompanied by Grenada's Foreign Affairs Minister Peter David and CARICOM Secretary General Ambassador Owen Larocque. Prior to the meeting, the CARICOM delegation met in New York with senior Caribbean diplomats and officials. CARICOM is calling for non-interference in the internal affairs of Venezuela, where opposition leader Juan Guaido has proclaimed himself interim president and has the backing of several countries, including the United States and Canada. Now, CARICOM issued a statement outlining its position following a teleconference last Thursday at which they agreed to seek an urgent meeting with the UN boss. Meantime, Trinidad and Tobago's main opposition, United National Congress, the UNC, has reiterated its support for Guaido as interim Venezuelan president. And its leader, Kamala Persad-Bissessar, criticized Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley for what she described as his not-so-veiled attack on one of the island's most important trading partners, the United States of America. She says while the largest democracies in the world and the economic giants have taken a firm stand in the Venezuela matter, the Twin Island Republic's government is playing dolly house with foreign policy. Now, addressing party supporters at the National Assembly in Couva, Central Trinidad, yesterday, the opposition leader apologized to Venezuelans for the manner in which the Rowley government has treated the crisis.
And we condemn the mashing up of democratic processes taking place right on our doorstep. And that is why we have called for free and fair elections, fresh elections, with international observers, so that the people of Venezuela can choose their own leader. And I take serious umbrage to the Prime Minister's lack of decorum and his non-diplomatic tone in dealing with this matter in Parliament on Friday. Excuse me. In particular, I take issue with his not-so-veiled attack on one of our largest and most important trading partners, the USA.
Barbados' Prime Minister Mia Mottley has sent a strong warning to gunmen that her government will not tolerate lawlessness. The island has recorded 8 murders so far this year, but Mottley told reporters that Barbados will not be held hostage by a group of people who want to terrorize the country.
Ordinary people moving about the community. And why? And the Commissioner and others were absolutely correct. But the Commissioner has given me the assurance, as has the other operational men, that they too feel not about here, and that it will be dealt with, because Barbadians must not be held hostage in their own country. And as long as we are here, we are going to do right. I have no interest in any political participation in the force. I have no interest in any special pleadings for anybody to be promoted on gender or any other criteria in the force. The only reason for promotion in the Barbados Police Force must be integrity, performance, and discipline.
And stay with us, your Midday Sport is next.
Welcome to Funhouse Visual Media, CareVision's new digital video production and corporate communication division, your one-stop shop for creative marketing solutions. Trust our experienced team to work with you to determine the best strategies to suit your goals and budget. Our aim is to tell your story using an innovative and meaningful approach, and to provide you with the best product conveying your company's message. Video adverts are the most effective method of advertising with the best return on investment. Partnering with CareVision, your message will be seen on all of our international distribution platforms. Contact us at production@carevision.tv about our special production and advertising packages, and see how we can work for you. CareVision and Funhouse Visual Media, your one-stop for creative marketing and advertising solutions.
After leading his troops to a historic victory over England in the first test over the weekend, West Indies skipper Jason Holder says he believes that once the regional team remains consistent in its efforts, success will follow. Now, the Windies defeated England by a mammoth 381 runs, their third largest ever margin of victory at Kensington Oval on Saturday to take a 1-0 lead in the three-match series. Now, Holder led from the front with a fighting double century in the second innings, while Shane Dowridge scored an unbeaten century. Ruston Chase then starred with the ball in England's second innings, snagging 8 wickets to help the home side to victory inside 4 days.
Yeah, definitely special. Credit to the boys. You know, we asked for a really big effort today. We knew how important today was in the context of the game and the context of the series. And it was very, very good to see we could follow up the first 3 days play with a day such as today. Consistency is something that we always speak of in the dressing room. I just want the players to be consistent. I think we could still strive to be a little bit better in the first innings and pretty much, you know, solidify ourselves when we get starts and try to carry it deep as possible.
And despite his team's resounding victory, Holder says there are areas they need to improve on.
We had quite a few starts in the first innings and a few guys getting half centuries, but no one getting a century. So I think if we could probably try and do what happened in the second innings into the first innings, I think that would be a lot better for us, and that could breed a little bit more consistency and momentum going through the game. Yeah, it should definitely boost us. You know, I don't really want to focus too much on England. I think they've got their stuff to work out on. We've just got to focus on what we need to do in order to close the series out.
Meantime, the West Indies skipper has become the first West Indies all-rounder since the iconic Sir Gary Sobers nearly a half a century ago to top the ICC all-rounders rankings. The 27-year-old Holder, who had been third on the charts behind Bangladesh's Shakib Al Hasan and India's Ravindra Jadeja at the start of the first test against England, stormed to the top position following his monumental unbeaten double hundred in the match. That effort also saw Holder jump 25 spots in the batting rankings to a career-best 33rd, while remaining 10th in the bowlers rankings. That's Caribbean in 10. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.